Howth Fishery Harbour since, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. As you know, there's a silting of over 2 metres. Minister Coveney did make some plans. I think €150,000 was made available for the site investigation works as part of the development programme, and we heard that these are finished at the end of March. I remember asking before the general election, when we're going to have action. So we need a foreshore licence to, the dumping programme and so on. So basically, when are you going to do it?
Howth Fishery Harbour Centre is one of 6 designated fishery harbour centres which are owned, managed and maintained by my department under statute. I am happy to advise the Deputy that between the years 2011 to 2016, as part of my department's fishery harbour and coastal infrastructure development programme, in excess of €6.7 million has been invested in maintenance, development and upgrading works at Howth Fisheries Harbour, notwithstanding the challenging economic environment in which we operated. In addition, I will shortly be announcing further support under the 2017 capital programme. With regard to the possibility of a dredging project in Howth Fishery Harbour Centre, I would advise the Deputy that the report from a site investigation works which was commissioned in 2015 was received by my department in March 2016. The report included vital information on the nature of the material to be dredged in any future dredging project. The information revealed from the site investigation report that certain of the dredged material would not be suitable for conventional dumping at sea or disposal at sea. In June 2016, a firm of consulting engineers were engaged to prepare a report on a potential dredging project at Howth to include the possible scope of the project, various disposal options for the dredged material at Howth and permitting requirements. The report is scheduled for completion in Q1 of 2017. However, a draft preliminary report indicating initial dredge quantities and cost estimates is expected by the end of February this month. Depending on the outcome of this process, and as is the case for all developments in the 6 fishery harbour centres, any possible future dredging project at Howth Fishery Harbour Centre will be considered under future capital programmes on the basis of available exchequer funding and competing priorities.
Deputy, 1 minute.
Thank the Minister, and just to ask you, is it possible to get it included in the 2017 capital programme? It's really badly needed. It hasn't been dredged, as you know, since 1981-82, so we're talking about nearly 4 decades. I remember showing Minister Coveney's father, when he was a minister, around it came up even then as one of the issues nearly 20 years ago. So I'd urge you, the Howth Harbour Users Action Group, I think they've been in contact over many months with your department and constantly asking that this might be done. As you know, we're the key fishery port on the east coast with a synchro lift repair yard. A lot of activity, but we could have a lot more activity there, Minister, on the fisheries and marine front, and particularly with the marine tourism, if in fact this work was done. So I'd really urge you again, I know it's just a final point I want to give way to colleagues, the flags programme, Minister, the fisheries local action groups, you said you were going to put some money into that. We're in the North East flag. Is it possible that some of the works you're talking about could be done as part of that?
Thank you very much, Deputy.
Thanks, Carla.
On the latter, the flags have independent jurisdiction over how they allocate the funds. I would suspect, but I don't wish to be prejudged their take of this, that the expenditure in respect of dredging would be far in excess of the fundings they have available. I think for 2017 it's 2.7 million across all of the flags. And they're making a call for projects now. But I did meet with representatives of fishery of all of the marine interests in Howth prior to Christmas, and they made a very compelling case. It's complicated by virtue of the preliminary findings and the contamination. As I said, we will be making announcements in the capital project for 2017. I suspect it's probably too early on the dredging side. There's a substantial volume of work to be done. But I would hope that we would be in a position to continue some improvement works in Howth, but perhaps not the dredging project.
Thank you very